the academic from the student. They have maybe they should be have the social support from the uh, uh, social support maybe, and also from the academic we can have many implementation to facilitate the student will when they have a high score SRQ. And also uh, from this program around the around the 109 student, we also have a lecturer also, and the staff around 4 people have SRQ more than 20. So not all, not in the student, but also for the lecturer and also for the staff in the University of Muhammadiyah Pekajangan Pekalongan. So maybe we can learn about the educational session after this from Miss Roslyn from the Department of Psychology, Jyoti, India. Itu Pak. Okay. Yeah, I think about the result of this community services program. From me, Miss Uut, maybe based on the data, we can learn about how we improve the apa namanya about the psychological situation. So for the next, maybe after this session, the educational session, if we screening about the using SRQ20, maybe the scoring less than 6. Okay, just about that, where what I can say. Uh, okay, the time and floor. I will give from Miss Susri Utami.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Hannah, for a very detailed explanation about how we have been going to assess our students' mental health using the SRQ20. And from the data that have 109 students all the from all the program study in Faculty of Health Sciences, and each department has the representation of students. So we hope that it can broader the how to say that the broad the participants' background. And for the next session, we now we are going to listen for the intervention for the how to improve the mental health among the students in Faculty of Health Sciences. As Ms. Hannah Nafi mentioned before, that for the higher education student, like a student in college, are really they are really how to say that have very fragile nowadays, and the pressure from the academic and also maybe their family or their social life, I guess is very tough recently. Of as from the Ms. Hannah explained that some of students showed a high score from the SRQ20 survey. So now we would like to listen and learn more how to deal with our mental health, so we can also how to say how help our students, and also some of students or the participants are now in this room. We hope all of us can listen carefully from the explanation from Miss Rosalind. And before that, I'd like to read the CV of Miss Rosalind Florence Gomez, Master of Science and PhD candidate. She's the head of Department of Psychology, Jyoti Nivas College, India. And her background, educational background is from the psychology for bachelor degree from psychology from Bangalore University, and for the master degree, she obtained a clinical psychology also from the same university, and she got the diploma degree counseling and therapy from TESEL's University, Philippines. And for the UGC Net Qualified Psychology, and from Bangalore, and PhD, and she is now the PhD student of educational psychology from the CHRIS team to CHRIS, or so this is the CHRIS University. And other educational background, Ms. Rosalind obtained is 101 Brain Gym from Educational Kinesiology Breakthrough International USA on 2017, and 104 Brain Gym 26 Movement Educational Kinesiology Breakthrough International USA on 2021, and 201 Optimal Brain Organization Educational Kinesiology Breakthrough International USA on 2021. And also, she is also certified on 301 A2K in-depth 7 dimension of intelligence from the same university. And her research interest is in cognitive psychology, positive psychology, special education, social psychology, and educational psychology. And for her working experience, she is a very have a long experience in psychology. And on she is analyst at Martha's Bangalore. It's psychometric, I think a psychometric development, and 3 years experience and as special educator. And she's been 13 years as a lecturer for the course subject abnormal psychology, social psychology, and basic psychology. And she has a numerous conference, workshop, and also international publication. I'll read some of them because if I have to read all, it is 3 pages long. I apologize, Miss Rosalind. I will only read some. And the first, he attended the joint conference organized by Department of Psychiatry in Hans, Bangalore, and India, at the Royal College Psychiatrists in the UK from 6 to 7 March 2010, attended one-day seminar on child sexual abuse and neglect optimized by Indian Institute of Psychology and Research. And I think that's all that I can read all the CV. This is a very long CV for Miss Rosalind. And now we are so eager to listen to the knowledge sharing from Miss Rosalind, how to deal with mental health for students, and also hopefully can give also impact to the faculty members join on this session. For Miss Rosalie, we have a free 60 minutes for you to share the knowledge, I think. So now the time is yours.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and happy to see all of you. It is my pleasure and honor to be part of your university. So, will there be a possibility of all the students switching on, or some of them switching on their videos so we can see them? It is a request.
Okay. Teman-teman yang sudah join, please on the video. Please on your camera, all the participants. Teman-teman, saya minta untuk menghidupkan kamera agar pembicara I think the phone has on their camera.
Thank you so much, all the students, faculty members. You don't have to, but yeah, if you have switched on your video, so thank you as well. So basically, I would want to ask everyone, all our students, what is your understanding of mental health? You can use the chat box and write one word that you feel that you understand about mental health.
Sorry, Miss Rosalie, maybe I'll try to translate to all the students so they can catch up with our conversation. Untuk teman-teman, Miss Rosaline meminta teman-teman untuk menuliskan satu atau beberapa kata yang Anda ketahui tentang mental health. Apa sih mental health? Silakan tulis di chat box ya. Oke, teman-teman boleh share apa itu mental health? Everyone in this room can also participate. Teman-teman tidak harus mahasiswa ya, dosen juga boleh. Apa mental health? Psychology, a person overall emotional, psychological, social well-being. Misal from Miss Ice.
Okay. A person's overall emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Good. Thank you. Any other?
Ada yang lain? Can share your thought. Apa sih mental health itu? Okay, from Miss Istiaro, a mental health is a health mental indicated with peace of mind, with the attitude, with a positive attitude. This is from Miss Istiaro. Silakan teman-teman yang lain boleh share apa kesehatan mental. Thank you, Miss Ais and Miss Istiaro for the sharing. Okay. Is there any other comment? Okay, overall health. Coping with stress. Health.
Condition of soul happiness, better in life. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Winda and Mr. Arifianto for sharing. And the next from Miss Hannah. When is a person who can manage their stress, adapt, and contribute to their environment, or maybe to the society. That's what Miss Hannah stated.
So, till you send the messages in the group, um, I will just talk about three important things that as students we need to understand. One is our head. So the thinking starts from the head. So which means that all our executive functioning is processed by the frontal lobe. And then when we are able to think, our head takes over. So that's when thinking. Then from here comes our heart. That's where our emotions are. So each time, whatever we are going through, could be positive, could be negative, it's connected from the head to the heart. So that's when the emotions come in. And the last is our hands, where our actions would come. So thinking, emotions, and actions. When these three things come together, which means we are in a positive mental health. When we are thinking, we are able to feel what we are thinking and we are able to act out. But if there is thinking that is not working properly, so our students are mostly overthinking. So nowadays, research shows that most of our students are into overthinking, where we are unable to control our thoughts. Could be the social media usage, could be the family concerns, could be the way we are looking at different events. So that affects our emotions because our thoughts are not consistent. Today, I'm thinking of probably presenting something. Then again, tomorrow, I would be like, I'm unable to do it. So here, why are our thoughts continuously changing? And then it affects our actions. So here, mental health in simple terms is when our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions go hand in hand, and it helps us towards growth. So, like here, maybe, ma'am, if you can translate Miss Merlin's message.
Okay, for Miss Marilyn, wait a minute. For Miss Marilyn stated that mental health means individual state of well-being, awareing that she has the potential and able to cope with the stress of life in a normal life and working productively and also able to give the contribution to the society and also the mental health cover the physical, psychological, and social aspect.
Great. So here I would take the aspect of contribution to the society. Um, most of our students are unable to volunteer in the community. Like you have your community outreach programs. How many of our students are participating in it? So here, if as educators, if we can look into that and guide our students into more participation, so that it would help in their mental health understanding. And also, there is something called as e-mentoring. So when there are certain remedial sessions, if as educators we guide our students into learning some skills of e-mentoring, then that is helpful for mental health. I request the IT team to help me share my PPT. But before that, I will narrate a story, and I request ma'am to also translate the story. So, can I go ahead with it? So, Sri ma'am?
Yes, you can. Uh, yes, you can. So I will try to give a brief translation. I hope that everyone can catch up this very useful knowledge. So we hope that as faculty members, we also teach our, sorry, why do I say in English? Teman-teman, untuk para dosen, harapannya selain mengajarkan akademik, juga kita mengajarkan bagaimana mahasiswa itu bisa berkontribusi, memberikan kontribusi kepada masyarakat atau memiliki dampak sosial. Bisa dilakukan mentoring, seperti itu. Thank you. I think that's enough, and you can continue, Ms. Rose.
I also would like to inform educators that and also our dear students, that there is an increase in suicidal ideation and an increased rate in suicide among college students, and also it is highest in Indonesia. So here, how do we come up with some gateway programs? We always, as a parent, as an educator, we always blame most of the times the younger population because of their increase in mobiles or social media. But I feel that, and research also shows, that we are not creating opportunities for them to go out, volunteer, to play, to work with more social skills. So maybe it is our social responsibility from the higher education institution to work with families and to work with management, so that we are able to help our students, and they are able to move ahead in their own family lives and in their workplaces.
Oke, jadi teman-teman, karena ternyata angka kejadian bunuh diri itu di Indonesia ternyata yang tertinggi. Jadi harapannya sebagai faculty member atau dosen, kita juga bisa membantu, jadi apa ya, menjadi sebagai guide untuk bimbingan mental mereka yang aplikatif, yang bisa diterapkan dalam kehidupan sehari-hari, dan juga dalam dan harapannya itu bisa diterapkan mahasiswa itu di dalam keluarganya, karena mungkin sekarang mereka itu sangat tinggi paparannya dari sosial media atau dari handphone, tapi dan kita cenderung menyalahkan para remaja karena mereka terlalu sibuk dengan HP tanpa disadari bahwa kita juga kurang mengajarkan mereka atau memberikan mereka kesempatan untuk keluar, untuk apa ya istilahnya, melakukan aksi nyata seperti itu, melakukan kegiatan-kegiatan outdoor yang positif. Oke, please, Miss Rosaline, you can continue.
So I will tell a small story, and it is a story about the emotions that is related to mental health. Research shows that the most important emotion that helps us in our mental health is love, and the love for our community, the love for our nation, love for our parents, our partners, our children, our education. So everything is connected. So there is a small story on emotions and mental health. So I will narrate this, and maybe as students and as educators, if we can use the idea of storytelling, it would greatly help us in our mental health. So the story goes like that. Once upon a time, there was an island where all the feelings lived: happiness, sadness, knowledge, and all the others, including love. However, one day it was announced that the boat will sink. It was announced to feelings that the island would also sink. So everyone should prepare their own boats and they should leave. And therefore, everyone prepared their boats and left. Love was the only one who stayed in the island. Love wanted to stay until it started sinking. So when Love was almost sinking, he decided to ask for help. Richness was passing by Love in a beautiful boat, and Love said, Richness, can you take me with you? And Richness answered, No, I can't. There are a lot of gold and silver in my boat. There is no place here for you. Love decided to ask Vanity, who was also passing by, Vanity, please help me. I can't help you, Love. You are all wet and can probably damage my boat, Vanity answered. Sadness was also so close by, so Love asked for help. Sadness, can I come with you? And Sadness answered, Oh, Love, I'm so sad that I just want to be alone. Then Happiness also passed by, but she was so happy that she could not listen to Love calling out to her. Suddenly, there was a loud voice. Come, Love, I will take you. It was an elderly voice of a mentor. Love became very happy and he forgot to ask the name of this elderly person. So when they arrived on the other side, Love asked Knowledge, Who is this? And Knowledge answered, It was time. Because only time can help you. Only time is capable of understanding you, Love. So here, the moral of this small story is that time passes by and all we have to do is if we can work with our emotions, then definitely we would be able to work with our mental health and understand ourselves better.
Okay, what a touching story. And I would like to add some minutes to how to translate this story, Miss Roslyn, and hope everyone can also take the knowledge from your story. So saya akan menyampaikannya dalam bahasa Indonesia ya teman-teman ya. Jadi untuk bisa menemani teman-teman ketika menghadapi badai saat dan goncangan kondisi mental health teman-teman itu ada sebuah cerita tentang sebuah pulau ya yang dihuni oleh beberapa eh, apa ya ya yang melambangkan sesuatu. Yang pertama adalah richness itu kekayaan, kemudian ada vanity, kemudian ada sadness kesedihan ya, kemudian ada happiness kebahagiaan dan cinta itu yang terakhir. Terus ada juga knowledge pengetahuan ya. Nah, pada satu saat akhir sekali masing-masing perasaan tadi mereka sudah dapat kapal masing-masing, jadi sudah meninggalkan pulau. Nah, yang terakhir ini terakhir ketika pulaunya mau tenggelam ini si love ini si cinta atau kasih sayang ya yang ketinggalan. Kemudian dia meminta pertolongan kepada si kaya ya atau si richness ini. Tolong tolong dong, saya mau ikut kapalnya. Yang kaya ini menjawab, mohon maaf, saya tidak bisa membantumu karena di kapal saya terlalu banyak emas dan harta benda. Kemudian yang vanity, mohon maaf teman-teman, di vanity saya menjadi barganya eh, mungkin kurang tepat ya. Itu seperti kapalnya itu eh, kapalnya itu kosong gitu. Jadi ini tempatnya itu basah dan slippery atau apa itu licin gitu. Jadi kamu tidak bisa ikut naik ke kapal saya. Kemudian kapal satu lagi itu si kapalnya kesedihan itu dia lewat dan mau si kasih sayang ini minta tolong dong saya mau ikut kapalmu. Si sedih ini jawab, mohon maaf saya terlalu sedih dan saya hanya ingin sendirian. Jadi tidak bisa menolong juga, tidak bisa menolong si kasih sayang ini. Kemudian eh, kapal kebahagiaan atau yang bahagia itu lewat, dia bilang si kasih sayang minta eh, tolong dong saya mau naik kapalmu. Si bahagia ini terlalu bahagia, jadi tidak dengar ketika si kasih sayang ini minta tolong. Dan dari jauh ada seseorang yang lebih tua ya jadi digambarkan sebagai seseorang yang lebih tua itu memanggil sini sini naik kapal saya. Nah tapi si kasih sayang ini lupa nanya siapa yang menawarkan pertolongan tadi. Nah ketika sudah nyebrang sampai di tujuan ya si kasih sayang ini barulah tanya sama si knowledge. Knowledge itu yang ilmu pengetahuan yang udah nyampe duluan. Dia tanya, tadi itu siapa yang nolongin saya? Si knowledge-nya bilang bahwa dia adalah waktu. Jadi kesimpulannya dari yang disampaikan oleh Miss Rosli dengan banyak sekali perasaan ataupun situasi atau kondisi, baik itu positif maupun negatif, dan kadang semua itu tidak bisa menolong kita ketika kita mengalami gangguan, mohon maaf bukan gangguan mental, ya, ketika kita mengalami kondisi yang stressful, ya, atau mengalami cobaan hidup yang sangat berat, ya, bahkan untuk tapi kita semua itu bisa selesai, bisa sampai pada tujuan karena semuanya itu sebenarnya punya waktu, ya, memiliki waktu dan waktu yang akan membantu kondisi kita, kondisi emosional kita itu menjadi lebih baik. Kurang lebih seperti itu. Mohon maaf jika uh, translatannya kurang tepat. Okay, thank you, Miss Roslyn. I have explained to all the audience. Hope they
Thank
can get the meaning from your story. Me myself feeling so touched with your story. It's so true.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the translation. I think because everybody is listening so much, if we can show them first the video. There is a video on positive affirmations. I am also putting the link in the chat. I requested someone to help me with this.
Oke, Bapak Ibu IT mohon bantuannya untuk memainkan, memplay video yang di-share oleh Miss Roslyn.
This can be used as one of the activity for students. After the video, maybe I will like.
Oke. Bu Nina, untuk yang in charge untuk IT Sinten nggih, minta tolong. Oh iya, Pak Yusril. Um, is it with sound? Because we didn't hear any sound from your video, Miss Roslyn.
It's very less the sound. It's mostly animation.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank you.
Thank you for showing the video. So basically, this is one activity called positive affirmations. So for mental health, for negative thinking, for negative emotions, how can we use affirmations to help us think positively with positive emotions? So one example is, for example, if there is some problem that we are facing in our day-to-day lives, could be with regard to getting up late. So maybe the affirmation is always I. I will wake up early tomorrow. So here, when we are continuously saying I in the statement, automatically like I said, our frontal lobe processes it, and then it moves to the heart, where the emotions are able to connect with that kind of thinking, and then we start acting out based on that, because our brain is so important that it is able to recognize conscious, that we are aware of, unconscious, that we are not aware of, subconscious. In subconscious, it stays. So here, students need to use positive affirmations, and if there is anything negative, they can transform it to positive. I will give my example. Um, I have been a student who used to stammer a lot. In my first year of graduation, I used to stammer a lot, and then my teacher gave me presentations. And that's when she used to ask me to work on affirmations and present my topic. So then, when I left college and my convocation day, I went to meet my teacher. My teacher was like, "Where is your stammering?" So there has been no doctor, no medicine, but this activity that my psychology teacher taught me, and I had practiced it and it guided. So we also used it in our therapy sessions. So how important it is, affirmations. In the video, you have seen that this boy is having a lot of expectations from society. So as a family, the family members would be telling the student to do well, the teachers would be asking the student to study hard and get a job, do well in life. If the student has a partner or is married, then some expectations from that family or the partner or the children. So each time there is something that we are doing for others. So here what happens is, because of that, we are loaded with so much pressure. And like in the video, we saw that the boy is so much into pressure that he's going deep under those expectations. And then there is a call that he receives from his mother or loved one. And then he realizes that I have to work on myself and I have to work more on the affirmations. So that is one activity that each student and each adult can work on it. And you will see the change once you start doing it. And with that comes the method of journaling. So when we start writing down, our brain processes it and our body acts out according to the same. So yes, Miss,
Okay,
you can translate.
I'll translate. Okay, thank you. Teman-teman, salah satu cara untuk bisa apa ya namanya ya, lebih bisa mengendalikan emosi kita ya, untuk bisa menjaga kesehatan mental kita, salah satunya adalah dengan melakukan afirmasi. Positif afirmasi itu tadi disampaikan. Yang digambarkan dalam video tadi adalah seorang pemuda yang banyak sekali tuntutannya dari masyarakat ya, sampai itu sampai tertimbun semua ekspektasi dari masyarakat atau dari luar, sampai akhirnya dia itu lupa untuk berfokus pada dirinya sendiri, sampai pada satu hari dia itu menerima telepon dari ibunya bahwa oh ya ternyata saya juga harus berfokus pada diri saya, tidak tenggelam dalam pressure dari lingkungan. Nah, bagaimana untuk kita bisa pelan-pelan untuk bisa mengurangi pressure dari lingkungan adalah salah satunya dengan melakukan afirmasi positif. Afirmasi positif itu dengan cara menuliskan hal-hal yang positif tadi disampaikan bahwa harus depannya itu ketika membuat itu sebaiknya dicatat ya, di take notes, dicatat, di list satu persatu, kemudian depannya harus pakai subjek yaitu saya gitu. Saya akan bangun lebih pagi, saya akan mengerjakan tugas saya hari ini akan tersenyum lebih banyak atau saya hari ini harus bahagia ya. Ya, semua itu sebaiknya dituliskan ya, karena kenapa penting sekali untuk menuliskan semua afirmasi positif itu karena dari gerakan tangan, movement kita itu bisa salah satunya juga ada aktivitas koordinasi dengan otak dan itu akan masuk ke dalam otak kita dan eh, badan kita itu akan tergerak untuk mengerjakannya. Seperti itu, tadi ada beberapa eh, positif yang sudah dijelaskan oleh Miss Roslin. Kemudian tadi kayak tuntutan dari luar ya, kamu harus lebih baik, kamu harus lebih asertif lagi, kamu harus punya banyak teman. Dan kamu harus memperhatikan banyak sekali pressure dari luar ya, tapi kembali lagi teman-teman juga harus bisa berfokus pada diri sendiri ya untuk menjaga kesehatan mental tadi salah satunya dengan positif afirmasi. Nah, terima kasih. Ya, mohon maaf kalau translatannya belepotan. Ya. Oke, Miss Roslyn, I've translated. I hope it can represent what you have explained.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, I also request you to ask students to write in the chat box what problems they are facing and what help do they need, so that once I finish the PPT, can interact with them and help them with some solutions as well. So if you can translate this.
Oke. Oke teman-teman, Miss Roslyn ingin sekali mendengarkan atau apa namanya ya, mendapat masukan, mendengarkan saat ini bagaimana kondisinya, maksudnya Mas punya masalah apa dan apa sih solusi yang dibutuhkan untuk mengatasi masalah itu. Jadi silakan teman-teman feel free atau bebas ya untuk menyampaikan di chat box ya. Eh, Sampaikan di chat box saya punya masalah apa dan solusi apa yang teman-teman harapkan ya untuk mengatasi masalah tersebut. Karena nanti Miss Roslyn akan membantu teman-teman untuk bisa mencoba mengatasi masalah yang disampaikan. Oke, silakan teman-teman bisa start tulis di chat box ya. Kalau ada unek-unek tentang apapun, boleh disampaikan, jangan sungkan ya. Okay, I have explained to the audience, and we will wait for their response.
Ma'am, I also request you to share my PPT, maybe the IT.
Okay. Bu Nina, can you please help us to share the PPT from Miss Rosalie? Miss Rosaline, we already have one comments, one sharing from our participants. She asks about how I can feel always happy or enjoy and have positive thinking that everything will be okay. So this is the express film from Miss Estiaro.
Can I answer it or we answer
Yes,
it?
yes, please. I think we can answer Miss Istiaro first before step into your PPT.
So it is very important to consciously work on positive thinking and positive emotions because weakness is always greater than strengths. So, for example, you have been doing your work so diligently, perfectly, but there is one mistake that you have made. So, someone will remember that mistake first. They will not remember what you have done so long in whatever work you have undertaken. Similarly, in our own families, how much ever positively we are working, they will always see the negative aspect because that is mostly seen. Our brain processes negative emotions faster than positive. So, one is awareness that whatever we are thinking or feeling negatively is absolutely fine because that's how our brain processes. So, if we can um, talk to ourselves and try to think what would be the outcome of this problem. Like you said, asked, how can everything go fine? Everything will not be fine first, but towards the end, it will be fine. So, how do you motivate yourself? And if you can see yourself through the strength perspective. So, I will give one of my example itself, if you can connect. On May 27, 2024, I was going to Dalai Lama Institute for my college MOU, and I was going with a student, and I did not take the cab. I took the metro because I wanted to cut the traffic. So I took the auto after that, and there was an accident. My auto went and hit the standing bus. So that's when my forehead and chin hit the auto and it opened up. And then, as a reflex, I used my hand and there was a crack and my pelvic bone broke. So 4 months I was in the 2 months I was in the hospital and 2 months in my college convent. From the first day till the end, and one aspect would be I am a psychology faculty. So I started working on the affirmations. I kept telling myself that I will be able to walk. So from the first day till the end, my surgery, everything was over, and I was consciously working on my thoughts. I did not let any kind of people around or my thoughts to bother me. But yes, because we are humans also first. The day I held on the walker, which was in August last week, my body went behind, and that's when I was feeling very low. So 2 days I was thinking whether I will be able to walk, and again I started working on I will be able to walk. So then when I started using that consciously, I was able to work on more of the positive, and also yes, like you said, happiness comes with it. So here, how do you work on that? Another thing what I did was I believed in God. That was the first thing I did. So it also helped me in the process. So here, please look out as to what is that gives you that kind of support. For me, it is the spiritual support first, my prayers, my belief in the Almighty, and then it is my mental support, which is more on talking to myself. So, if you can try that and if you can apply the affirmations as well, and then see the change and believe in it, because if we believe in it, automatically it will work. So here, instead of being self-critical, if we have more self-beliefs, and definitely we would be able to work at it.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Roslyn. So we are so glad that to listen to your uh, to your sharing and how you have been going through a very difficult situation, but you still have the faith and belief that you work hard on your psychological status to keep believe that you will be able to walk. And may I ask you, are you now okay?
Yeah,
And
I
uh,
started in September. So started walking in September and I started my work.
oh, oh, that's a relief and a good news. Thanks, God. Also, so what I can explain to Miss Istiaro that from the lesson, Miss Rosalind shared that it is normal that our brain. Sorry, why do I speak in English? Uh, 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 Pikiran kita itu akan selalu merespon hal negatif duluan atau lebih cepat. Dan itu normal karena itu memang cara otak kita bekerja bahwa kita akan lebih cepat merespon hal-hal yang negatif. Seperti contohnya hal negatif yang kita kerjakan, tidak pada hal positif, pada banyak hal positif yang sudah kita kerjakan, dan terimalah itu sebagai hal yang normal karena itu adalah respon dari otak, kerja otak kita. Nah, bagaimana supaya kita bisa sampai akhir, kita bisa tetap balance, bisa menyeimbangkan perasaan negatif itu, bahwa kita harus selalu mengingatkan diri kita bahwa kita juga punya hal positif atau banyak hal positif yang sudah kita kerjakan. Satunya adalah dengan memotivasi diri sendiri, berbicara dengan diri sendiri atau self talk ya mungkin ya, ngobrol dengan diri sendiri, ayo kamu bisa, ayo kamu bisa, nggak apa-apa. Yang ini belum bisa tapi yang ini sudah bisa kok. Jadi seperti tadi yang Miss Roslyn percaya adalah ketika beliau patah tulang panggulnya, kemudian harus bed rest selama 3 sampai 4 bulan yang beliau sangat percaya bahwa saya pasti akan bisa berjalan kembali. Yang bisa digambarkan bahwa itu adalah situasi yang sangat berat ya. Ketika kita kecelakaan, patah tulang, itu pasti pikiran negatif semua yang ada di kepala kita. Tapi beliau berfokus pada eh, selalu berpikir positif atau berusaha bekerja untuk mengumpulkan semua pikiran positif ya. Jadi mungkin itu yang eh, bisa kita coba, dan salah satunya adalah spiritual belief tadi, eh, bahwa kita juga punya Tuhan. Jadi tadi yang dijelaskan oleh Miss Roslyn bahwa for Muslim kita juga punya Allah. Jadi keyakinan itu ketika kita percaya ada Allah, Allah akan eh, menjaga kita dengan baik ya. Insya Allah nanti pada akhirnya itu eh, hal-hal yang positif itu akan datang kepada kita. Jadi harus percaya, percaya dulu gitu. Walaupun mungkin kondisi kita itu luar biasa parah ya. Seperti itu mungkin ya teman-teman. Okay, Miss Roslyn, I try to translate it. I hope all the participants can get a bit insight from your story. And I saw there are some other participants um, sharing their problems in our chat box. So I think we can add this time for your presentation and also discussion into one session, right? So not to cut the discussion, I guess some of the participants also want to hear your suggestion for how to overcome their problem. So the next after Miss Istiaroh is Miss Sasa Septiani. And this is her express feeling that as a child, I want to gain trust from my parents. How can children gain trust parents? Not underestimate our abilities, because that makes me depressed. Oh, that's a very serious situation. Please, Mr. Rosalind, help us to deal with this.
Thank you, Ms. Sasa, for expressing. This is a very common problem, and it is not only in your country, even in us and everywhere else worldwide. Um, First, as a child, if you can understand your parents' generation, because you will be a different generation, and I think you belong to the generation Z. uh, I belong to millennials, and most of your faculty members are also from millennials generation. So during our times, we had more of like less of uh, gadgets, more of playing out and activity oriented. So here, your generation is different, and now we have the beta generation coming up. Alpha generation is also there after Generation Z. So now at present, the beta generation, and the beta generation starts from 1st January 2025. So if there are any mothers who would be giving birth, and most of us students will be parents in the future, they will be parenting the beta generation, where it is increased AI, immersive kind of learning in their environment. And also there is increased anxiety and depression in the coming generation. Why? Because they will be unable to balance between their families and also their life in general. So, as a child, to gain trust from parents, I feel the first point is to understand your parents' generation. Um, Read up on what kind of generation they belong to, how they were brought up by their parents, if you can talk to them. So, one remedy is to have open conversation with parents. And in the long run, you will realize most of our children, or as children, we will realize that our support system in life mostly will be our parents. So when you reach the age of 30 or 35, 40, that's when we will be valuing more of what they have done. But to understand them, if you can sit with them and try to start a conversation as to this is what you are talking and I'm feeling bad. So expressing what you are going through, not in the form of any kind of fight, but in the form of like a dialogue between you and your parent. Take your parent to when your parent was a child as well, and what kind of failures your parent, ask them about their failures, ask them about their successes. So when they talk about it, and then when you tell about yourself, they will be able to compare your journey. Nowadays, we are unable to talk to our parents, talk to our children, because of so many media things happening in our environment. You would also see that in a group, how many of us are sitting with our phones during a table conversation, and how many of us are actually talking. So when you do that, you can work on why parents are underestimating your strengths or your abilities. So talk to them, make them feel what they are doing is hurting you, and I'm sure they would be able to realize their um, words. That is one. And also, when you are talking about, because that makes me depressed, this depressed, that word, um, it is a very difficult kind of disorder, depression. So here, are you really unable to eat, unable to sleep, unable to go to your do your day-to-day activities? So you notice all of that, and if you feel that there are signs of unable to sleep, unable to eat, cannot get ready, personal grooming is not there, then discuss with your parents. and your parents, I'm sure, would be able to understand. So first, uh, think of what kind of conversation. Is it direct conversation or indirect conversation? So there are different types. So once you work on that, it would help. So yeah, and definitely when your parents are discussing about their failures, their successes, and you are also talking about yours, it will lead to some kind of trust, because I have trusted you, and that's why I expressed my story. So as a parent, they would gain trust, and it may help. So, Miss Sasa, I hope I am able to help you, and you're able to apply the same.
Okay, Miss Sasa, do I need to translate it to Bahasa, or have you understood with the explanation or answer from Miss Roslyn? Miss Sasa? Hello, Miss Sasa, are you there? Okay, maybe brief translation from Miss Roslyn answer that karena mungkin generasinya Mbak Sasa ini adalah generasi yang berbeda dengan orang tua. Kalau orang tua Mbak Sasa mungkin milenial ya. Jadi mungkin yang perlu diperhatikan adalah komunikasi ya. Mungkin karena gaya komunikasi dan kehidupan anak zaman dulu dan sekarang itu memang berbeda. Mungkin orang tua Mbak Sasa ini generasi milenial yang tidak banyak bersinggungan dengan gadget hidupnya. Sementara yang masih memandang bahwa pegang gadget itu adalah hal yang negatif. Nah, gimana untuk mendapatkan kepercayaan orang tua? Salah satunya adalah dengan ngobrol bareng. Jadi baik itu secara langsung ataupun tidak langsung ketika bersama-sama dengan orang tua itu bisa ngobrol, sharing. Misalnya dulu Bapak Ibu eh, pinter apa sih, prestasinya apa sih, di sekolah bagaimana, kemudian ketika kuliah bagaimana. Nah, ketika orang tua menyampaikan itu, Mbak Sasa juga bisa menyampaikan apa yang sudah Mbak Sasa capai dan atau mungkin juga termasuk kegagalan-kegagalan yang dulu pernah dialami orang tua dan kegagalan yang pernah dialami oleh Mbak Sasa. Jadi untuk bisa mengungkapkan semua hal yang positif dan negatif itu adalah simbol dari kepercayaan antara orang tua dan anak. Dan satu lagi, mungkin saat ini Mbak Sasa masih di usia yang belum mengerti bahwa sebenarnya kalimat-kalimat orang tua dalam mungkin tonnya positif ataupun negatif atau nadanya positif atau negatif, Mbak Sasa masih merasa bahwa itu adalah hal yang negatif. Dan tadi Miss Roslyn sampaikan bahwa biasanya anak akan merasakan bahwa yang dikatakan oleh orang tua benar adalah mereka ketika mereka sudah menginjak usia 30 atau 35. Bahwa apa yang disampaikan orang tua itu ternyata hal yang positif ya, seperti itu. Jadi mungkin kita harus bisa melihat dari perspektif yang berbeda, apa harapan orang tua, mengapa menyampaikan hal demikian. Dan ketika Mbak Sasa itu ada perasaan negatif, saya sedih loh kalau diginikan, saya enggak seneng kalau Bapak Ibu seperti ini. Itu kalau bisa beranikan diri untuk menyampaikan ke orang tua, supaya orang tua juga tahu perasaan Mbak Sasa, dan saya yakin setiap orang tua juga akan berusaha menjaga perasaan anak-anaknya ya, karena yang diminta orang tua mungkin ada juga hal-hal yang positif untuk anaknya. Mungkin itu yang bisa saya sampaikan ya Mbak Sasa ya. Oke. And we still have some one, two, three, four. For other question, I will try to read all uh, to read it all. Then maybe Miss Roslyn can provide uh, the answer at once. So the first is from Miss Ice that she said that Miss Ice expresses feeling that my kids are getting older. They are studying outside of city now. They have their own life. What a time flies so fast. I am doing now. What I'm doing now is always use quality time when they at home, and I try to build consciousness, my consciousness that I have to be ready if they choose to work far from home. Okay, it's a parents issue. And the second is from Mr. Arifianto. Being an educator in the private sector has increasingly difficult tasks. Okay, it's a lecture perspective problems and including administration, especially when people don't work their economic thought and emotion are definitely unhealthy. Depression and risks for suicide. Okay, so he expressed about the pressure of working as an educator in a private university. I think he's mentioning about us. And the next from Nabila to Shahra. And hello, Miss Rosaline. I have permission to ask Miss Rosaline, how do we deal with the people who try to ruin our plans, especially those closest to us like siblings? Okay, so this is from Nabila. The how to deal with the people who try to ruin our plan. And the next is Padma Arita. Then Padma Arita is asking how we can control our emotion when things are not going well, and how to always think so that I'm not easily put down by other people, because of that makes me depressed when they start talking about my physique or my body image, maybe. So that's when I can catch from Miss Padma. So I think we have three issues from a student perspective, and from parents, and also from the lecturer. Please, Miss Rosaline, we need your suggestion.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, and thank you everyone for expressing. So, Miss Ice, there is something called as midlife crisis that is a developmental term, and each of us will go through that phase where there is something called as the empty nest syndrome. So, as parents or as caregivers, when the time is lost, and now that you're able to spend quality time with them, so there is already a self awareness. And also, this is great, your message and the way you have put it, that you are prepared already, because you know how it has started, and you are making up for the lost times, and you are developing your consciousness. So that is great, because it will also help you in coping with your feelings of loss when they are leaving home. So it will also guide in. So this is one strategy called the growth mindset for problem solving. So I will take ma'am's message only as an example. So there are two kind of mindset that we have. One is the fixed mindset, one is the growth mindset. So in fixed mindset, it is like my children have become big and I have not spent time with them. I have lost out on the time. Fixed mindset. I have lost out the time. That time will not come back. While the growth mindset, like you have written in your message, I am preparing myself for my children to leave because they have grown up now. But what I can do is, whatever time I get, I will be able to spend time with them. So that is called the growth mindset, where you are growing as an individual and your mind is also growing. You are looking out for solutions, and you don't see problems as problems, but you see problems as transformation for a better tomorrow. So, yes. So that is for Miss Ice.
I guess for Miss Ice, she doesn't need my translation. Guess Miss Ice, right? Okay, thank you for your feedback. Miss Roslyn, I guess we can you can answer for the next question.
Yes. So, as an educator, this is the greatest challenge actually, with regard to the different kind of jobs, different kind of roles that we have. So here there is one technique, sir, called the Pomodoro technique. So if we can work as a team on that with different individuals. One is we cannot change the temperament and the way each individual work because that is their personality, which is very rigid. They will not change. However, if we can change our strategies in the team, so here the Pomodoro technique is more on time management. So here what happens is 15 minutes of your working, if you can set a timer, and for the other team members also, if there is a task to be completed, and if you can set different timers like 30 minutes for one part of the task, and after every 30 minutes, there is a reward. So the reward is like an appreciation, or it would be like taking them out once the entire task is completed. So here, sometimes what happens is individuals don't work properly because of also what they are going through in the family system or their kind of emotions. So if this technique works, most of us are using it in our teams, and we have seen a change in productivity. So that is one. Second is uh, like you have said, it is unhealthy, it leads to depression and also risk for suicide. Definitely. As academicians, as educators, the stress levels, research shows, is extremely high in workspaces. So, from the management perspective, if we can have continuous faculty programs where we leave all the work commitments, and if we can just talk about what each one is going through, and if that can be taken up like a group therapy kind of session, maybe it would help us in working towards bettering our work culture. So yes.
Okay, for that's the answer for Mr. David. I guess also I don't need to translate it. For Mr. David, I guess you have understood, right?
So
this is the two questions from the students. About their how to deal with the people who try to ruin our plans because this those closest to us like sibling, and also how can we regain our self-confidence after so many failure.
yeah.
And one more, I think about how to control the emotion where something are not going as our plan, and how to not easily putting down by other people when they start to talk about our body.
Yes. So I will answer Miss Nabila's question first. So here, the closest people to us would be our siblings, our friends, and our loved ones. So here, how to deal with that is, if you can sit and talk to them and tell them about your aspirations, your goals, and what are your achievement plans, like in the future you would want to see yourself in this way, and then you ask them for suggestions. So when you ask them for suggestions, they also would be part of your decision making process, and that would guide them in taking responsibility of your plans. And there could be a possibility that they would not ruin your plans, but they would also mentor you, handhold you, and understand what you are going through. So that can be done. Now, answering to Miss Padma, um, how we can control our emotions when things are not going well, uh, and how to always think so that I'm not easily put down by others. So, here, if you are able to understand what you are going through, so today you're feeling very low. Why is it that you are feeling so low? Can you work at it? So here, what would help you in guiding you to feel little better than what you were going through this morning? So if you are able to do that, if you are able to understand, and if you are able to work towards it, then you can control your emotions. So, for example, anger. In anger, we either can voice out and hurt someone, or we can hurt ourselves. So if you can understand why is that you're getting angry, what is the level of your anger, and when you're thinking of that, you're automatically controlling the same. And another thing that you have put is, how can I not get easily put down? Because we are always putting down ourselves because we are not uh, working with our own selves. We are more self-critical, and we believe what other people say about us, be it your physique, be it your intellect, be it your height, your personality. So what happens is, as a culture, we are made to believe that you have to be in this system or in this compartment. So that's why when we see ourselves based on what others want to see us, so here the first step is to see yourself as someone who's dynamic, with potentials, and unique. I am very different from you. You are very different from me. So if you can see yourself different from everybody else, and if you respect your physique, your personality, your intellect, you will see that whenever anybody tells about you in a negative way, about your body, about your mind, you will be able to make them understand that um, you are what you are, and nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent or your permission. This is what my teacher once told all of us in our class, that nobody can make you feel inferior without your permission. So if you can accept, respect all your qualities, definitely that would guide in fighting out when others are threatening you or targeting you. Now I move to Miss Nenning's question. How can we regain our self-confidence after many failures, and how to get used to positive affirmations? What is the first thing to do? The first thing to do, Neneng, is start journaling. So which means take a small diary and start writing about that affirmation. So self-confidence. So the statement will be, I am a confident girl, or I am a confident boy. Or it would be, I will be able to show self-confidence in dash dash dash. So whenever you are writing that, you start from today maybe at night, keep a small book or a sheet of paper and write that one line and go to sleep. Then morning again, wake up and write the same line. You will see there will be a change in your body language and in the way you kind of walk, talk, and you can ask somebody else to also notice that. So you don't notice it, you ask somebody else, and you will see definitely a change. So yes.
Okay. So for Neneng and Padma and Nabila, and one more, Sasa. So those are the answer from Miss Rosaline. Maybe I can give brief a translation about what have been explained by Miss Rosaline, that what you can do if some people are putting you down or make you anger. So first you have to be clear or differentiate to identify. Sorry, kenapa? Sorry. I should speak in bahasa. Begini teman-teman, jadi kalau misalnya ada sesuatu yang membuat teman-teman marah, coba lebih objektif lagi untuk melihat apa yang membuat teman-teman marahnya. Perasaan selain marah mungkin ada perasaan negatif yang lain ya. Kemudian sampai di mana saya marah atau level marahnya tuh seberapa sih? Nah, ketika kita berusaha menguraikan itu, sebenarnya kita juga mengidentifikasi apa namanya kekuatan kita untuk mengatasi kemarahan kita. Ya, apakah memang perlu dilanjutkan marahnya atau tidak? Kemudian tentang perspektif orang lain tentang kita. Tadi entah tentang fisik ataupun pencapaian atau hal yang lain ya tadi disampaikan, yakinkan diri teman-teman bahwa setiap kita adalah eh, makhluk yang dinamis ya, kemudian berbeda dan menghormati dan menerima apa itu ya, berbeda dengan teman saya, saya tidak sama dengan teman-teman ya. Jadi apapun yang dilabelkan atau diharapkan teman-teman kita itu tidak harus kita turuti atau kita tidak harus apa ya, menjadi seseorang yang diharapkan oleh orang lain. Jadi kita cukup menyadari bahwa oh ya saya memang berbeda dan itu tidak apa-apa. Kita menerima hal itu dan kita menghormati bahwa kita adalah seseorang yang dinamis dan unik ya. Jadi tidak perlu bahwa saya harus sama dengan orang lain atau saya harus seperti apa yang dilabelkan orang. Itu tidak. Itu untuk apa namanya, untuk bisa menghormati apa ya. Kita harus punya pemikiran yang objektif tentang diri kita. Mungkin orang lain kok kamu kerjanya kok nggak baik, kok kamu kok kayak gini gitu. Tapi ketika kita sudah berpikir bahwa loh saya kan sudah mengerjakan apapun, hasilnya mungkin tidak sesuai ekspektasi teman-teman, tapi itu adalah yang teman-teman sudah bisa kerjakan. Jadi tetap memiliki keyakinan hal yang positif pada diri teman-teman semua. Ya, tetap memiliki kepercayaan diri bahwa setiap kita itu berbeda dan itu tidak apa-apa. Kemudian tadi bagaimana untuk mengatasi hal yang apa namanya, bagaimana kita untuk bisa lebih percaya diri ketika sudah menghadapi kegagalan berkali-kali ya. Selama kita masih hidup, saya rasa kegagalan itu mungkin akan terus datang ya, atau perasaan gagal itu pasti akan tetap ada. Nah, tadi bagaimana cara memulainya? Yang bisa dilakukan adalah start journaling atau menulis afirmasi positif itu. Jadi nanti PR-nya untuk teman-teman tadi bagaimana cara memulai beli diary ya, atau buku diary yang boleh apapun itu nanti ditulis eh, apa namanya, afirmasi positif yang ingin teman-teman capai. Apa contohnya? Misalnya tadi, saya ingin percaya diri, eh, saya pengen lebih bisa percaya diri. Saya pengen bisa menyelesaikan tugas saya dalam waktu 1 minggu. Tulis itu di dalam diary teman-teman, atau secari kertas, atau buku apapun. Tulis ketika, sebelum teman-teman tidur. Jadi ketika tidur pun teman-teman sudah menuliskan afirmasi positif itu. Dan ketika bangun, tulis lagi, ditulis lagi tadi afirmasi positif yang teman-teman sudah tulis tadi malam seperti itu. Ya, semoga bisa sedikit membantu. Oke, Miss Roselyn, aduh, your tea.
Yeah, since your voice is breaking, ma'am, only one video maybe can be shown. But before I like move to the last video, I would
Okay.
suggest all the faculty members if you all can think of some research studies on like the psychological health, well-being. Maybe we can think of variables since you all are doing so much of community outreach. And if we can also work on how to come up with newer variables. Oh, the video has started. I think there is no audio, ma'am.
Pak Yusril, bisa minta dinyalakan audionya, Pak? Audionya masih off. Hmm. I'm sorry. We have... Okay, now you can hear the sound. Kurang keras kayaknya, Pak.
Late 1995 in Cisco. He named it the Pomodoro technique after the tomato-shaped timer that he used to actually track his work as a university student. Since then, this technique has gained much popularity in various productivity and self-improvement circles. So the theory behind it is that any large task or any series of tasks can be broken down into short time intervals called pomodoros. Each is separated by a short break. This takes advantage of the fact that our brains have limited attention spans. So as to how to use it, the only item you really need is a timer. You can go old-fashioned or use your phone or computer, an app. My favorite app is called 3030 on the iPhone. It's my favorite because of its clean interface and customizability, thus making it easy to do the traditional Pomodoro or customize it to your liking. More on that in a little bit. So first, choose a task or a series of tasks that you need to accomplish. Next, set the timer to 25 minutes. Continue to work on the task until the timer goes off. Avoid constantly checking the time. Once the timer goes off, take a short break for 5 minutes. Get up during this time. Do not take the break at the same spot that you're working. I personally like getting up, holding a turtle squat, stretching, moving around. Now is also the time to use the bathroom and grab a refill for your water. After 4 Pomodoro cycles, you take a longer break of 20 minutes. Rinse and repeat. Distractions. During your Pomodoro cycles, do your best to limit distractions. The point is 25 minutes of intense focus. Don't be checking Facebook, Reddit, or the Med School Insider's website on and off. Focus on the task at hand. So I personally put my phone on either airplane mode or do not disturb mode. But be careful because do not disturb mode can actually affect the notifications on your timer app if you are using your smartphone app. If someone else comes knocking for help, use the inform, negotiate callback strategy, which was suggested by Francesco Cirillo himself. So inform the distracted party that you're in the middle of something, negotiate a time limit, get back to them, and call back when your order is complete and you're ready to address their need. When to use it. I only found out about the technique in back to school, and if you check my first video ever, like above right here, then you'll know that it is one of the key strategies that I wish I started using as an undergrad in college. So I often use this when I can't get myself motivated to study for a subject that is either particularly dull, boring. So anyways, I get my Pomodoro app started, and I tell myself that I should do one cycle in 25 minutes. By making this commitment small, just do a small amount of work, it's easier to get started. And once I finish that cycle, it always feels less daunting as I build momentum. At this time, it's usually not a problem to keep. I've also found it useful for reading textbook chapters, my Anki deck, and getting started on background reading and research projects. Remember though that Pomodoro is ultimately a productivity system to serve you. Therefore, don't feel obligated to always take a break if you're in the groove. For longer days where you'll be sitting for most of the day, such as the day before a final exam, I recommend you do take breaks, as this sustains your stamina and prevents burnout. Sometimes though, it's best to just keep chugging along once you've built momentum. I often stop the Pomodoro app and continue my work without breaks when I'm either reviewing lectures or doing research, data analysis, and writing. So with reviewing lectures, I generally review one lecture, take a brief break after finishing the lecture, and then move on to the next. These breaks feel more natural to me than taking time breaks, but as always, figure out what works best for you. So going on to research, while Pomodoro has been conducive to background research reading for myself, I find that the writing and the analysis part of research requires prolonged periods of concentration, and therefore I prefer to not take that break between 25 minutes. At this time, I either modify my Pomodoro or I just go for the lecture just without taking a break. So then going on to modifications, again, because Pomodoro is a template to help you increase your productivity, you may want to actually alter the timing scheme. So for some tasks, it may be best to alter the timing intervals from a 25-minute application, which is the default, to something like a 50-10. I've used the 50-10-minute intervals with good results. Figure out what works best for you. You can change it up however you please. Again, the 30-30 app allows for flexibility in this regard and great interviews. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. If you found any of these tips helpful, please press the like button below. New videos every week. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And I will see you guys in the next one.
So maybe you all can just go to YouTube and check Pomodoro technique. And if you can practice something on that, that would help in the mental health aspect and the productivity as well. So I would conclude the session by reaching out to all the students and guiding them to read up and to be more aware on mental health. So please understand yourselves first, and then you will be able to understand your friends and help your community. And to all the faculty members, thank you so much for taking this as an initiative. My request is if we can work on community outreach culturally as well. So there is one intervention that we are working on called the Dreams Intervention. And it is a free model where it is more on mentoring. So there are community professionals who are mentors. Then they mentor college students, and college students mentor school students. So if you can help the college students to find a school nearby, and we can do the online kind of mentoring, and then they can go and share it. And there is the Dreams Conference as well. So where it is more on empowering communities. So the theory of or the philosophy of this conference is anybody's dream is the dream of the community. So if we can work on that kind of model, then definitely we can see what kind of changes. And please continue to reach out to us with any kind of collaborative works that will help our youth, and definitely we can work at it. And I want to thank Miss Siti, who's here, has been my mentor and helping me throughout, and has been a great friend. So I have learned a lot about your university and students. So I thank ma'am and I thank everyone for giving me the opportunity. And I reach out to now Miss Siti for a Google form to be shared, which is actually awareness on mental health. So maybe we can, ma'am, you want to take over?
Okay, I will try to. So thank you, Bu Siti Huzaya. She has shared the Google form in the chat box, and everyone can open the form. So and so we are also thank you for the chance to have the collaboration and learn more deeper about the mental health. And all the session we discuss is not only helping our student but also to the faculty members, and should be aware, I guess, all the messages you delivered during the session can be implemented not only to the student, but I also gain some insight from your intervention. And I believe that if we can try to implement, even start from the small step, it will benefit us in the future to be more aware and to be mentally prepared to the bigger challenges. And for the offer for the collaboration about the dreams intervention, I hope some of the faculty members majoring in psychiatric nursing can do the follow-up, and hope this activity can also our long-term collaboration, and how to hope some student can be interested to join the program. So we can contribute more to the society, and we can learn from the faculty members from jyoti to share about to learn more about the dreams program. And okay, so the Google form shared by Miss Siti Huzaya, it is to be fulfilled by all the student. Ini untuk para mahasiswa ya teman-teman ya, yang sudah di-share oleh Bu Yaya. Minta tolong untuk diisi ya. Some of the participants I saw already left the room, but I hope we still can reach them by sending the link through the class group. And here the Miss Huzaya also has shared the link for the dream program, and we can learn and work together. Maybe we can discuss in another session about the dream program. And is there any other message you will deliver to the participants, Miss Rosaline?
Maybe my PPT can be shared to the students whenever you.
Okay, next. Pak, oh iya PPT tadi siapa ya? Pak,
And also in the PPT, all the paintings are done by our clients who were going through mental health concerns. So one example,
okay,
if we are having any kind of mental health challenges, to use it into our passion, hobbies like art, painting, music, cooking, anything.
oke Pak Yusril, ngapunten bisa di-share PPT-nya Pak? Yang.
Ma'am, you can send it to the students. It's because I think time is up and most students are leaving. So that's okay.
Uh, okay, but some students are still staying, and I hope we can still listen to your knowledge. What? Uh, 1 minute, please.
And I will quickly explain.
Okay. Pak Yusril, ngapunten bisa di-share PPT-nya, Pak, atau yang punya PPT-nya? Oke, Bu Yaya. Oke, Bu Siti Huzaya, please help us to. Or you can share the PPT to the chat box. I'll try to open it.
I don't
Monggo, Bu Yaya. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Miss Siti Huzaya is preparing the PPT. And maybe we can have for another 15 minutes for about the topic. Okay, we will wait for a few seconds. Okay. Anyone has the PPT, Bu Hana? Please share the PPT.
I don't have yet, but I will contact me, Mr. Isa, maybe. So the why.
Okay. So sorry. Can you please send to me through WhatsApp, Bu Yaya? Because I do not have the file yet.
Sure, good. I will share to you. Wait a minute.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, have you sent it? Yeah, Have you said? Okay, we will wait. We're still waiting for the PPT.
I think it's okay, ma'am. You can share it later with students if they need. Oh,
Okay, I'm so sorry for the technical issue because some of us have trouble in connection. Okay,
yes.
but we have already so this is the PPT. Okay, thank you. Thank you Pak Yusril sudah.
So I will just quickly go through the slides. These are the paintings done by our clients who have been going through mental health concerns. So how to channelize your negative thoughts to something positive. So one is your hobbies, your passion, also expression of your mind. So you will see that most of these paintings are human figures, and psychologists or those in the field of psychiatry would understand the body language of these paintings. So yeah, maybe the next slide. So why is your mental health important as individuals?
Okay, next Pak Yusril.
So these are again some of the works done by our clients. So each individual, like we are always masking our emotions, right? You cannot understand what the individual is going through because every time we are showing everything's fine, all is well. So how to understand those kind of expressions is actually mental health. Next slide.
Next.
So basically, are we able to hear our emotions, what they are talking to us? So can you hear what your emotions are saying? I was reading up on students of Indonesia. The students are battling or having negative mental health, and there is also something called as mental health shame. So it's like going to a counselor or talking about our problems, mental problems, is considered to be shameful. Like, how can you have such kind of problems? And it is not seen. And most of these problems among Indonesian students are family related. And there is also this lack of self compassion. The third point, lack of self compassion is when they are so self critical that they cannot accept themselves and they are not compassionate. They don't understand themselves. And there is also greater media addiction. Instagram, this is the Instagram generation now. So, all other kinds of social media. So, here, the youngest population in our country is the worldwide growing population. It's growing faster. So, how we as educators, as higher education stakeholders, what is our role to help them in changing their mental health. So the next slide. That is also a painting by our client, where the client
Okay.
says that he is alone in a crowd. So there's a lot of crowd, but there is loneliness, isolation. So yeah.
Next, please, Real. So next one.
So here, like I said earlier, mental health is our emotions, our thinking, the way we speak, whether we are able to express, how are we able to understand our personal and social selves, and that's when we become judge of the same. Are we able to use our emotions, thoughts, and actions? Like I said, the head, the heart, and the hand. Are we able to use all of that? Are we able to manage it? And if we are able to do that, then we become optimal functioning individuals, and we will be moving towards personal and interpersonal growth. Yeah, next slide. That's also a painting by our client.
Next, Pak Yusril.
So here, one of the surveys says that greater amount of mental health disorders is from 18 to 29 years. And mental disorders actually start in puberty, that is the age group of 13 to 17 years. So here, our youngsters are facing a lot of concerns, and because of that, there is self-harm behavior, cutting themselves, hurting themselves physically. So, are we aware of the same? And sometimes when they are doing that, they feel good about it, because as a institution, be it family or peers, we are always putting them down based on their physical attire, their mental attire. So yeah, about half of all mental illnesses begin at the age of 14. So here, chronic, this is a chronic process. Chronic means slow, and definitely we have to take care of our mental health, and that should be our first priority. Next slide.
Next, Pak Yusril.
Now, this is what the youngsters are going through as per research. They definitely spend a lot of time on social media. Right now, also from morning, like the presentation, how many of them have used their social media? Cyberbullying, so online kind of bullying, comments which are negative, hate speech that is there in social media, cybercrime, violence, childhood trauma. Childhood trauma is something which I would want to stress even as adults. Your parents have gone through some kind of trauma, and while bringing you up, they are also displacing the same trauma. So that passes on from each generation. Self harm, like I said, hurting oneself, family conflicts, unable to speak. So where there is no communication, no volunteerism or community involvement. Next. Now, this is something as adults, as students, if you are aware, there are so many kinds of people you will be working with. And I think, sir, in Sir's question, as educators, different people and how to work with them. First, the awareness that these people exist in your teams. So, the first one is the narcissist. So, the narcissist worker will always care about themselves. I'm the best. I cannot work so much. So these are few examples. I cannot do this. I don't have time. And they lack empathy. Empathy means they are unable to understand a team. They are unable to understand the co-worker. And they believe that they are better than everybody around them. So they are the best worker or co-worker that you have in your team. One is the controller. So the controller is an individual who likes to control everything. So they want to be charge of all the decision making, and they want to make others feel that they can do anything that is right. They will never do anything that is wrong. Then there is someone called as the drama magnet, uh, where there would be students or there would be adults who will be always talking about others, and there is a lot of gossip, and there is a lot of drama that is created, and because of that they feel that others should follow them and create the same, and they will put others in uncomfortable situations where they would not want to talk about it, but like others, and they would tell their stories to everybody else. Then there is another individual called as the energy vampire, where they will drain out the energy of the other coworker. Like Sir mentioned, that one person is only doing all the work, and emotionally how stressful it is, and how it leads to depression, suicidal ideation. So this is done by workers or peers who are energy vampires. They will take away your energy and they will create problems. They will criticize and they will bully, and they will make sure that their work is done by somebody else. Then there is someone called as a compulsive liar. Compulsive liar is when they are lying, it becomes part of their nature. I came to college late because there was traffic jam. My children were not getting ready fast. So here, this could be a lie, and each time the person may be lying and manipulates and gaslights. Gaslights means triggers people and takes them to guilt trip, means their blame, they put it on somebody else and makes the others feel guilty. Then the last one is the green-eyed. They cannot be happy for others' fortune or others' good things. They always play as victim. So when somebody says that, okay, I have got a new car or I have got a new phone, they will always victimize, stating that, oh, I don't have that. There is so much problems. I'm unable to buy it, and they will not be happy for someone, and they kind of minimize other people to feel better about themselves. So they make others feel small, so they feel good. Like you cannot afford the phone that I want to buy. So like that, they would make others feel small. So yeah, so these are some kind of toxic people who will be with you. And if you recognize them, you just be aware of them, but you keep your work moving. So yeah, next slide. And I will end with like the few slides.
Next slide, Pak Yusril.
Yeah, I'll end with this slide, because after that comes how to help your mental health. Most of it I spoke. So this is something called as self-sabotage behavior. It is higher in our students. So mental health is also an outcome of negative mental health, self-sabotage. In self-sabotage, what happens is you fear change and uncertainty. So, for example, you will finish your college and tomorrow you will get a job. So, you don't want that change to happen. College life is the best. So, here, any kind of change in your routine, you feel stressed out. And for example, if there is some event that your friends would have organized, and suddenly the event is not taking place, that will also lead to some kind of concerns. So that is the first one. Second is, you're always so negative towards yourself. You always criticize yourself. You don't believe in yourself. If there's anything good happening in your life, you only think of the not good part, because you feel that you don't deserve to be successful or happy. So here, that is the second kind of sign that our college students are going through, where fear is constant. So, for example, if they go for an interview, they will feel that they will not get the job because they are not good enough for the job. Instead, you should start believing that I'm the best person for this job and I will be hired. Third one, they control their life. That is, they always take their own decisions. They always do what they feel is right. They are unable to take suggestions. And the last one, like I said, is like the second point. You feel that you don't deserve anything and there is someone who is better than you. Instead, if you can convert that and gain more self beliefs about yourself. So I think with this, I will stop. The other slides talk about how to work at it. And in our discussion, I had already spoken. So, yes, I thank the organizers for giving me the opportunity. And it will be a long term collaboration, my assurance. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Ms. Rosalind, for a very deep insight for all of us who attend today's program. I hope this all what you have been delivered to all the students and also the faculty members can be implemented, and we can have another collaboration to work with to contribute more to the society. And I think for all the participants are still here. If sorry, before we end up my internet connection is unstable. I'm sorry if the connection is it's unstable. Maybe before we end the today's agenda, so we are so grateful for today that this is, I think, not the first time uh, of this program, and here I would like to extend our gratitude to all the support from University of Muhammadiyah Pekajangan, who has been supporting this program since last year on 2024. The first is our rector, Ibu Nur Izzah, and then the Chief of International Affairs, Ibu Aida Rusmariana, Miss Aida Rusmariana, then the Chief of Research and Community Service Department, Miss Nuni Fajria, then our Dean of Faculty of Health Sciences, Miss Nurul Aktifa, and then our Vice Dean, our first Vice Dean, Miss Nina Zuhana, then the head of Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, Mr. David Arifianto, our Secretary of BSN program, Miss Hana Nafia, uh, all the participants and the supporting team for Kader Posyandu, and also all the participants, all the students from the Faculty of Health Sciences, University of Muhammadiyah Pekajangan, Pekalongan, who have been participating in this program for the last few months. And last but not least, we are so honored to have Mr. Roslyn to guide this interventional community service for our students. And I believe these interventions will bring a positive changes towards our our long-term collaboration. And I am Utami as the master ceremony leads the programs. Thank you very much for the attention and for the participation of today's agenda. Thank you very much. I close this session. If all of you or some of you would like to have another discussion, we can extend the Zoom link. But if you feel that our conversation can be continued in other session, we can close today's session. Okay, thank you very much for the participation to all the participants, both from University of Muhammadiyah Pekajangan and also from Jyoti, India. Thank you very much. Looking forward for the next collaboration. I'm Utami. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you both.
Thank you. Sorry, teman-teman, and Miss Rosaline. The committee said we need to take the picture together.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so siapa mau ngambil fotonya, teman-teman? Okay. We have 3 slides to take a picture, and please, if possible, please on your camera, everyone, so we can capture our face all in this meeting. Okay. To all the students, please on your camera. We will wait for a few seconds. Okay. Now, 1, 2, 3. This is the first slide. Please wait. We have 3 slides. 1, 2, 3. And the last slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for the participation. Looking forward to meeting you again in the next community service from Faculty of Health Science, University Muhammadiyah Pekajangan, Pekalongan. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Miss Rosaline.
Thank you very much, Sister Roslyn. See you next time.
Next time. Ya, terima kasih.
Ya, sama-sama, Bu Nurul. Sehat-sehat, Ibu.
Terima kasih.
Oke.
Thank you very much. Terus habis itu enggak takut.